that any of them will be significant correlations just because of how varied the responses are. But okay, so like you can see right here, I have gender and stage pulled up.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what you're going to do, like age range, whatever you have right here, you need to give this first part a number. So like I can't do it with male, it needs to have a number associated with it. So go in and I'm going to make every male be 1. And then just drag it all the way down. So male is going to be 1. Okay, so there's all my males. And then female is going to be 2.
Okay.
We have this. All the way down to the females. Okay? So now males 1 and females 2. And then I have these stages right here. Okay?
Okay.
What you're going to do, and to me, it would be easier if you go in and you insert, and you copy and paste this again. It'll be easier if you have them right beside each other. So for each one of these that we're going to run, we're going to insert, you know what I'm saying, this same 1 and 2 that we made.
Okay.
All right. So if I want to see stage 1, if there's a correlation, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to highlight these 2 cells all the way down. So the 1, 2, and then all the stage 0. And you have to do it stage at a time, which is why it's easier if you'll cut and paste here.
Okay.
So once I highlight all of that information, I want to insert. So up here at the top, and like I said, I'll write you step-by-step directions so that it's super easy to follow.
Okay.
So, and then I want to make a scatter plot out of it.
Okay.
So I'm going to insert a scatter plot. And then, look, it's going to look like this. It's going to be all kinds of jacked up because every single response was covered for males and every single response was covered for females, which we expected.
Okay.
But then, if you want it, it'll give you the correlation coefficient in here for you. So you just hit this plus sign. We want to do a trend line. So I want the trend line to go. And then if I select more options, down here at the bottom, it brings up all these options. So it's linear, which is what we want. I want a linear regression. But down here on the bottom, let me display the equation and display the R squared value. And the R squared value is really what you want.
Okay.
And what the squared value is any number between 0 and 1. 0 meaning there is 0 correlation whatsoever. 1 being there's 100% correlation. So see that this number right here is almost 0. So there's no way to predict. R squared basically tells you whether it's predictive or not. So go ahead. Oh. So if R squared, like if this number, really anything above 0.75 is considered reasonable that you can predict. Because what that's saying, it's basically a percentage. Like 1 would be 100%. So if that number was 0.75, it would say that there's a 75% chance I can predict what a male would pick. Or there's a 75% chance I can pick what a female picked. But that's not the case. I mean, we're almost a 0, which tells you there is almost 0 chance that you can predict. Okay? And so what I would do is, when the first thing when I get it, I would change this to stage 0. And you have it right here. Okay? And then it'll just keep it up there. And then you're just going to repeat the same, it takes it all the way to the bottom. You're going to repeat the same process over here. Next, we're going to highlight our next 2 columns. All the way down to the bottom. We're going to insert a scatter plot. Okay, I think it's better to immediately change it just so that I don't get confused. So this is stage 1. And then I'm going to add my trend line. And then I'm going to look at more options. And then up here you can click over, it's the chart tab. It tells you that.
Okay.
So it's
linear.
display the equation. I'm going to display that. So now we're at 0.019. So still close to zero. Very, very, very little chance that we can predict. So, does that make sense?
That does. And so I would just do that for every stage. And
every stage, every day. Yeah. So
and,
now when you get to the next part, you're going to make basically 1 through 5. So over here, and I hadn't finished all this data right here, but 30 through 39 is now going to become category 1. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then 40 through 49 would be category. You have to give a number, which is basically what you did in kind of your first part. So,
okay.
Got all these. Those are going to be 2s, and then 3s. So it's 50 to 59. You just have to give every category a number associated with it because it has to be able to plot a point.
Okay.
And then 4s. Let's see. We'll see. I'll show you. Let's see what the data is for this. I one of these, and I really don't think there's any. So once we highlight all those, we're going to come back. We're going to pick this whole column. So I've got age range in stage 0. We're going to insert the scatter plot. Now, see, again, it's straight up and down all the way because everybody answered every type. So we're going to add the trend line. We're going to go to more options. It doesn't automatically pop up. You can click this little chart at the end and then make sure it's on linear.
Okay.
And then these 2 options down here, the equation and the R squared. The R squared is super close to 0, 0.01. So there's no predictive validity between age range and stage 0.
Okay.
So like I said, if this R squared number is greater than 0.75, then you would say there is a predictive validity. And you could, with 75% accuracy, predict what response a person is going to have based on their age range.
Okay.
So, like I said, I will be super shocked if any of these have predictive validity just because of how varied all the responses are. But that's okay. That was what you wanted to find out. And knowing that they don't is meaningful data.
Okay.
So,
thank you.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes much more sense after talking with you.
There you go. I'm here to help. I'm glad to do it. So, yeah.
Well, will you be able to send me this chart? And
yes, I can send you this one that has these. And like I said, I'll also put in directions. I'll send you little note. I'll email you this with these already done.
Okay.
Here, like I said, this isn't going to be the best one because I know you went and finished your chart. You know, I didn't go back and finish all the stages for all of these because remember you had to stack them on top of each other to.
Right.
You had all that. So use yours. You know what I'm saying? I didn't finish this one, but I'll send you these that show, how to just the chart samples, and then I'll write you directions.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All righty.
I appreciate you giving me your time today.
Not a problem. I'm happy to help. So.
Well, I hope you and your family are doing well. I hope your daughter's finger gets better quick.
Yes, you too. Did you get over all your allergy stuff and nothing?
Well, actually, I found out that Kay and I both had positive for COVID.
Do you know, when I was talking to you last time and you kept coughing, I was like, he's not sounding good.
Well, but see, that's what I normally do when I have allergies.
Yes.
But because I was with my brother-in-law, that was just how I, showed that I had symptoms and didn't know it.
Yep.
And so I got tested, and I've been tested twice, and it showed positive on both results.
Oh, you're still positive.
I'm still positive. I took another test yesterday, and I believe I'll be negative on this one, but I have to have at least one negative before I can go back.
Before you can go back. Wow. I mean, the problem is that all the symptoms are the same as allergies. So we're all like, I don't think it is.
Well, Kay has the same symptoms I do, but she also has diarrhea. So I hate to say that, but that's another symptom to COVID.
Yep.
And now she did run fever the first day after we got back, but she doesn't have any fever. I hadn't run fever, since we've been here.
Wow.
I just have a cough that it's getting better, but the cough is the only thing that I've had a problem with. But
wow. Well, I'm glad y'all didn't have any too severe. That's scary,
I know. Well, we've been quarantined ever since Thanksgiving. She's in Mesquite, and I'm here in Commerce because I told her I don't want to give you COVID because she has to be with her mom and dad, and they're older.
Yeah.
Plus all the people at school like you, and I just didn't want her catching it from me again.
Yeah.
So I hate not having her around, but I think it's the smartest thing to do for everybody concerned.
Them. Yep, exactly. So, all right. Well, I'm glad you're doing better. So I'll write up directions real quick, and then I'll email you this copy and then those directions.
Well, thank you again for your time. I appreciate you being so smart.
Happy to help.
Well, you have a great day.
You too. Thanks, Bobby.
Bye, Miss Lesley.
Bye.